Hi guys, welcome to my first video. In this video, I'll be showing you how I made my Linocut Crossbill, which is a 3-layer reduction Linocut, and you'll see what that means in a second. So I made little video clips of the process each step of the way, and I'll also be talking about why I'm doing what I'm doing and the tools I'm using. But we can start from the beginning. Here is the original sketch I made with an ink pen. It's a parrot crossbill skeleton I saw in Sweden's Natural History Museum collection. This is a red crossbill in real life. I transferred the design to the block and started by sharpening my carving tools. When I post videos of me making stuff on Instagram, people often ask about the tools I'm using, which is why I put the names of the tools right here on the screen. This one, for example, is called Slipstrope. 10 points for alliteration. Before I carved the first layer, I'm actually masking a large area on the lino block so I won't smudge anything while I carved. I'm taking down the halftone dots in the background one row at a time. Once they are out of the way, the more satisfying part begins. Now let's drop the beat and watch me carve fast.
Let's begin now.
Here I'm doing something called registration. Since I'll be printing 3 layers for this print, I have this system to make sure the paper and the lino block aligns perfectly each time. I'm inking the first layer in the greenhouse. I tape down small bits of lino on my cutting mat to register the block itself. The first layer will be in a very light bluish gray color. After you put the paper down on the block, you want to burnish it a little from the back. Shout out to Print Frog, the awesome glass baron. You've watched this long, so you deserve some peel porn. The darker blue you see here is actually the oil-based ink lifting up my marker pen drawing, which in this case I don't really mind because it will be covered by the later stages. Second layer, yay! For the previous layer, I essentially carved away everything that's white on the design. And for this second layer, I'll be carving away everything I want to stay gray, which is all the detailed shadowy parts on the crossbill. I'll be printing this layer in a warm and very subtle gradient. Sorry I don't have the clip of the ink being rolled out, but life isn't perfect, right? You can still watch it go on the bird though. Cleaning the edges with a baby wipe. Here's a reminder of how the first layer looks. It's a later one in the edition, so it's got slightly less marker pen ink. This print was really born out of my fascination with how majestic and prehistoric the tiny bird skeleton looks, and I wanted to create something like the halftone dots that sort of plays tricks with your eyes, and see how that plays out with the Linocut hand carving process. Again, very subtle gradients, but look at that ink. Third and final layer is when we say hello to the power tool and goodbye to the dots. It took me some experimenting to find the most efficient bit to use for this one. And you can probably tell I'm no expert on power tools, so if you find any better way to do this, leave a comment below and let me know. I'm slaughtering all the dots because I'll be printing just the outlines in solid black. Here's the block after all the Dremel action. Later, I carved away all the dots closer to the design with a gouge. Inking the final layer. If you have large white space like this one, you can either make a mask when inking or printing, or do what I'm doing and wipe off the excess ink. As per usual, this is the previous layer. If you look closely, you can see how the print frog makes little rainbows in the sun. A product almost as amazing as physics itself. By the way, none of the companies mentioned in this video are sponsoring me, but they totally should. The final reveal peel. In total, this took about a month, and I taught myself video editing with Lightworks and made this video. The clips are recorded on my Huawei P9 phone. You can see my setup in the greenhouse and also a comparison of the 3 layers. This is a limited edition of 30 handmade Linocut prints on mulberry paper. You can find more information on them and purchase them on my website. The link will come up on the screen. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that, it's my first video. Subscribe. Feel free to share the video on social media. But since I have no idea when my next video is coming out, you should definitely follow me on my Instagram, where I post a lot more behind the scene photos and videos, and selfies. So thanks for watching. Now go make something.